So one topic I get asked about all the time is the Metapixel. What is the Metapixel? What do I do? Oh, well, Metapixel, it is confusing. So in today's video, I'm going to explain hopefully everything you need to know about the Metapixel and answer the 5 most common questions that I get from artists about how to use it in their ad campaigns. So if you are confused about it, stay tuned and let's get into it. So question number 1 is, what is the Metapixel? And that is a pretty good question. The basic answer is that the pixel is a piece of code, a snippet of code that allows for data tracking. Think of it as a labeling system for your data. So it helps to have an example maybe of how the pixel is used. So let's imagine one website with your Metapixel on it. When a user interacts with the website that does have the Metapixel, that user's data will be passed back to your ad account. So your ad account will be able to see different actions that person took on your website. Did they click a button? Did they view a page? Did they fill out a form? Those sorts of actions. If the pixel is not on the website, then that data will not appear in your ad account. So it is essentially a labeling system for data to help Facebook pair user data with different ad accounts. A related common question is, what the heck is the Conversions API? It's a little bit technical, but the short answer is that Conversions API is server-side tracking, whereas the default Pixel installation is browser-side tracking. And what that means is that if you have Conversions API set up, it is not just the user's browser that's passing data back, it is also your server or whatever server is hosting that website that is passing data back. And so because you have both of those sources, the data can be more accurately tracked. And for that reason, it usually is worth your time to set up the Conversions API if you can. It's actually super simple if you're running just a basic music streaming ads campaign. You can generate an access token. Usually you can put that into a landing page software like SubmitHub, just copying and pasting the code, and that will work pretty simply. But yeah, it usually is worth doing because it does generally improve the accuracy of your campaigns and lets Facebook better optimize for conversions. Question 3, when should I use the Metapixel? The answer is whenever you are optimizing for a conversion that is not happening directly on a Meta platform. So examples of conversions that would happen on the Meta platform are Instagram profile visits or message responses. Those things happen on Facebook or Instagram, and so you don't need the pixel to track the data that is associated with those actions. But if your conversion is off of the platform, for instance, you want to track how many tickets you're selling, or you want to track people getting over to Spotify, it really does help to have the Metapixel set up in those cases. You'll hear most people talk about this in the context of streaming ad campaigns, and it does really help to have a pixel set up on a landing page if you're sending people to Spotify, because that way you can track the clicks over on the landing page to Spotify, and it really does filter out a bunch of junk traffic, and it gets closer to approximating streams and saves on Spotify. It's still a workaround, but it's closer. So that's the long answer. The short answer is anytime you're optimizing for a conversion that is not happening on Meta platforms, you should probably have the Metapixel. Okay, question 4 is a technical one that is also really common. Should I use multiple pixels for multiple campaigns? So basically, say you're putting out 6 songs this year. Should you use a separate pixel for each song? Should you use a separate pixel for your website and for tracking Spotify streams? Short answer, no. I highly recommend using one pixel for your artistry. And the reason is that essentially the pixel is collecting data on your audience, and there's no reason to bucket different actions that the same audience will take into different pixels. So the people that you would want to sell tickets to are the same sort of people that you would want to stream your music. The people that you would want to stream one song are the same sort of people that you'd want to stream another song. And this is true even if your songs are in pretty different genres. Actually, I use one pixel to run playlist campaigns across pretty much every genre. And the reason is that there's more overlap between people who are interested in listening to music. Having more data actually allows for better optimized conversions than if I bucketed a million different pixels for a million different subgenres. At some point, the data just is too narrow to be as actionable. So all of that to say, I would very much err on the side of just doing one pixel rather than breaking up a pixel for all these separate use cases. It makes it much easier to track, and based on the data I've seen, it almost always improves your cost per result. All right, and 5th and final question that I often hear from artists after I've given them the preceding piece of advice that they should only use one pixel: can I delete metapixels? And the answer to that is no. Sorry, you can't. For whatever reason, that is a thing in Meta. You can't delete pixels. You can remove access to different accounts, so like disassociate them from different shared accounts, but you can't delete them. They're just there forever and you have to deal with them, so sorry. Okay, that's my quick breakdown on the Metapixel. If you'd like a more detailed guide on how to use the Metapixel, I've actually made a little handy guide on using the Metapixel in your music ad campaigns, so if you look at the link below, you can get that. And if you have more questions about the Metapixel, hopefully that helps. But yeah, as always, wishing you good luck as you make and market your music, even if it is weirdly complicated. You got this.